What grand? Welcome back to 2 Cents Podcast. Kama K, kama D, ni mimi wako Rasmus sio kama mwenyewe. Hapa ndani ya 2 Cents Podcast here. And it's happy to see you again, guys. Kama you notice niko na car deformity kidogo. Yes, I got into an accident again. This has happened twice this year, manze, but what doesn't kill you fucking makes you stronger, manze. So I'm really happy to be here. I want just to do a recap of the whole season because I finished. Congrats to me, manze, and thanks to me for being consistent somewhat, yeah, since I started this podcast last year. Imekuwa challenging journey, obviously. Nimekuwa nikijisikiza, but that's okay. I don't mind that. I'm here to learn and to grow. Pole pole, sina haraka. I'm here to stay. That's why nilikwambia zoea isura, but somewhat you may change. So in the beginning of towards February, I got an accident. I talked about it in my previous episodes, I think. I just mentioned kidogo, and then last week in my birthday nilienda out nini kama kawaida, but unfortunately I also got myself into another accident, yeah, and I would be very stupid not to get lessons from this, yeah. And so to recap this whole season, I will just go over things I've learned in the journey since I started the podcast, and I will also go over the challenges that I've faced, and also I will talk about those two accidents and what I think or make of them, yeah. So to start us off, manze, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Please show love, manze. Get us on all social platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, 2 Cents, and on Instagram 2cents.ke, on Twitter 2cents.ke. Please show love. Go like, share, interact with the content, watch the videos, comment what you'd like to see, what you'd like to see me change, yeah, and all that. So this episode is just you and me vibing, like my first episode when I was just like telling you the vision that I have for this podcast and why I started it and all that, yeah. So I'll begin with from the top, yeah. So when I was starting this, yeah, as I said, I've been meaning to start a podcast for a long time, yeah. And my idea was that I wasn't to be solo. Sikuwa nifanye this podcast solo. I was looking for people who I can just do it with. Maybe one person or maybe two people, just a dynamic duo, or like 3 people would make sense. But it proved very difficult to convince people to subscribe to my vision. Yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense. Like, it was so hard to convince people to start this podcast with. Yeah, I've done podcasts before. We had a podcast around 2020. That's why I pride myself as one of the first pioneers of podcasts. It was called The Local Podcast. We were 4 of us, and we had a good run. We did for 6 months. We really grew actually, and we did a lot of things, including events. We had 2 meet and greets and our whole last event in December, which actually flopped on us, but it was really eye-opening and it was really mad. People showed up because tuli mess up na venue. Actually, I can even talk about that today. So we were me and other 3 of my friends, Kaso, Aleko Graph, and Simba, and we were really doing well with our podcast. We were really committed. We used to release episodes every week, every Wednesday. I can remember we shot and then released on the weekend. And it was going well because we had acquired a fan base, yeah. But with everything going on, and PSCT, we are just young guys trying to make something of for ourselves, yeah. We are trying to grow in things, and we did a lot. We did the podcast, we hosted the events, we had a good fan base. But when we did the event, yeah, I think it got into our heads that now we are big, and now we make sense, and it got into our heads, and it fucked up our relationship in that there were too many egos in the room. Like, egos is too big, and then it led to our fallout, yeah. It was a little bit messy, but oh well, ni kaida tu ya life, yeah. And that, I got that passion for podcasting and talking from there, yeah. And I really wanted to go on with it. I was really passionate about that podcast. I was really passionate about podcasting, and I decided I must do podcasting, yeah. So I started looking for friends. I started talking to people so that we can like form this group and start a podcast. But it dawned on me that it doesn't make sense. I am forcing my agenda onto other people. I'm forcing what I want to do onto other people. Why can't I start myself? And that's why I went ahead and just started the podcast with what I have. I niliacha all those excuses. Oh, sina mic, nataka kutafuta mic, sina camera, sina nini. And I just got to the resources that ninaweza shikanisha. Wewe kuja. Let's do this and this so that we can I can just start, yeah. And I did just that. And when I started, obviously my friends looked like they're supporting. I don't want to go against them or flame or anything, because I get it. I realized that you cannot force an agenda on people. You cannot force your vision or your dreams or your goals on people. You just have to take charge and stop with the capping and all those excuses and all those reasons that you pride yourself in to not start. And don't let the fear of losing or of failure let you miss the chance to start and to grow in it and to fight for it, yeah. And I started, and it has been a good run so far. I think it's almost a year down the line, and I can pride myself. 40 subscribers. Thank you guys. I really appreciate all the love that you're giving me, the likes, all the views. I don't take it for granted, guys. But what I learned is it's not about you guys, it's about me. Yeah, it's always about you as an individual. If you have something in mind, if you have an idea, if you have been wanting to do something, it doesn't make sense for you to force that agenda on other people if you yourself cannot go all the way with it. So you have to go fast. You first have to go all the way with it, so that it makes sense for other people now to come in and start supporting you. Yeah. And that realization is not only about the ideas and dreams and anything. Like, it goes across the board. Like, everything that you're thinking about, if you have a passion, it's not about the collective, it's about the individual. And that has got me thinking and gotten me to learn a lot. Yeah. So that, and also ni hard sana ku convince wase ku buy into your idea, bro. It's really hard. So it makes sense when you just start it. And this podcast run imekuwa great. I just wanted to make sure I love talking. I enjoy it. I do believe I have a lot to teach and a lot of things to say. So I go all the way, yeah. And that's why I started alone. But obviously, with growing, obviously, I won't hinder growth. Obviously, I'm looking for other people to do it with. More episodes are coming. Obviously, I will not stick into one mode of communication or one style of podcasting. I want to grow it as well. And also growing into a studio, maybe equipment and all that. I'm working on that, making sure the next season will be production quality itakuwa poa nini. I do everything for myself. I record myself. I edit all my videos. I do all that stuff by myself, and it has made me learn a lot of things. Yeah, it has made me learn the difficulty in consistency, and also the gratitude in that comes with doing something that you love, and even accomplishing. Yani ile nimepost, nimeschedule episode, mibambika bro, at least nimefanya kitu, nimeweka hiyo episode out there, put myself out there. I don't really put into my head what other people or how you guys view it kishafika huko, but I pride myself in nishafanya, I've created something and put it out there, yeah, and it gives me a lot of joy, it gives me a lot of satisfaction, yeah, and I intend to grow and continue with it, yeah. And so, to move along with that, yeah, it's just a word to you, man. They don't get into victimhood. Don't let that victim mentality bring you down. Oh, sina mic. Oh, mabeshte wangu hataki kufanya podcast na mimi. Oh, that doesn't matter. It all, the buck breaks and stops with you. Do that thing. Amka fanya. Amka kama nini yote amka endo udo, bro. Kama mse appreciate, bro, watakam, bro. Ukiendelea ukipush on, ukiwa persistent, bro, they will come around, bro. Watakam, watacheki, hey, this guy kumbe had something, bro. Kumbe this guy was to be this persistent. This guy was to, and now they will come around you and maybe support you, and utapata the tipo left, fools, friends and family who sasa. Those are the first people who interact with your business. Those are the first people who like show you love, yeah. And the fools are the most sincere, let's say, because I don't want to say wakujui, I don't want to say you've never interacted with, but when interact na contact yako, interact with what you're doing, and they've seen something in you and they are willing to go all the way with you, and I appreciate all that, yeah. Appreciate all the people that are supporting me. I appreciate all the people who watch my videos. I really do. And apart from that, now I just wanted to come and comment and say that something that I have learned also in this run, this season, is that there's a lot of power in speech, and I think I spoke about it even in the first episode. People don't realize how much power there is in speech, yeah. When people come together and speak about things, that's when you have dialogues, that's when you come to decision making. That's how you get to understand stuff. That's how you get to delve deeper into things and understand them deeper, and now you can action on them. It actually puts your thoughts into, like, you get to hear your thoughts out loud, yeah. And now you get now to get yourself into perspective, like, so now you can now get yourself into perspective. And I would encourage people to speak up on the issues that they see in the society, to speak up on the issues that they on how they feel as well, to speak up on what they want, to speak up on what they don't want, because there's a lot of power in speech, and now we are in an era that kuna social media. So in the event that you're not speaking, then you are the consumer of the speech, yeah, and that's very dangerous, because now sasa you get to see the world in other people's perspective. You cannot gauge to know where your perspective lies or where you yourself sits at, yeah, and that's actually very dangerous, because unapata you do a lot of things not realizing that what you're doing is not what you want, or what you're doing is not based on what you would want to be done. It's based on other people's perspective. It's based on other people's reality. So when you get to speak to people, when you get to connect with people, when you get to speak also these monologues that I have with myself, this speaking out, bro, najiongeleshanga hapa, kila mtu jiongelesha, but mimi jiongelesha hapa na naipeana huko nje, so that like pia msee anaweza get what I'm all about, what I'm thinking about, and all that, all that, yeah. And most of the opinions that I have, most of the strong based opinions that I have are really what I'm thinking, are really the opinions that the perspective that I take. So it also helps you to be honest with yourself. And now sahi mimi sina kitu ya kulose, and I have everything to gain, so I'm at an advantage, and I'm also young, so it puts me at an advantage. I can walk through and ngangana, yeah? And that's also a very big lesson nimelana hapa hivi. Nikienda huko nje, obviously mimi ni mse wa wase, kiendanga huko nje bro, wasa wanaanza, kuna wase uni attack bro, obviously wanaanza kunisho wewe uko so like nini na kibe, umekuwa brainwash na kibe, unataka kuwa kama kibe and kibe. And I want to own that up, bro. I obviously listen to Kibe, I obviously watch Kibe, I obviously subscribe to a lot of what he's teaching people and what he's saying, and I take him as a role model, and that's why I've been able to get out of my shell and do this podcast, yeah. And it's not like I want to be like I want to be Kibe, no. I would like to be like Kibe, maybe as in the sense of your influence ameweza kwa mass and all that nini. But it also has taught me that people perspective yao kwako ni different. So people are out there waiting for me to fail. You get? People are out there with fingers crossed that umse hata give up. Umse he wants to be someone else, so hata make it. But that's false actually. I do agree with KB a lot, but also there are things I don't agree with him. And I take up my stance and strong foot. Yeah. For now, bro, me I'm here learning, bro. Me I'm here to learn. Me I'm here to grow, bro. I'm here to get this gift of talking really working for me. Like niweze really ku make something out of this gift, this talent, this passion that I have of speaking to people and to sharing what I think. Yeah. And obviously 5 years down the line maybe nitakuwa nime get my 10 hours of work, bro, into podcasting, and I will be great at it. And that's what I'm working towards, and that's what I want, and that's what I will continue working towards, bro. So with that, don't let anyone bring you down. Don't let anyone tell you who you ati won't akwa huyu, won't akwa kama huyu, so huwezi kuwa kama huyu, utawahi kuwa kama Kibe. Remember hivyo so many times. But I will go. And now this realization imenibamba, bro. Na nikiweza kuona jani yangu from where I began from, and building this skill of talking and even interacting with people, I'll be very happy, bro. See, it's more about your individual gratification.    than external validation. Yeah, so when you center your growth around you yourself, you find you can even track your growth organically, and you will not be frustrated if you stagnate. You will not be frustrated if people don't receive you as well. You get? And this is really strong, this is really powerful, because it will say a lot in every other thing that you do. Most of us here are stuck in things that we are doing because we think a lot about it, what people think about what you're doing. But that's not the case. Most people are not even thinking of what you're doing, bro. Most people are not even paying mind to whatever you're saying or whatever you're doing, bro. People huku nje wako na mashida zao, bro. Watu wanajaribu kutafuta bread, watu wanajaribu kutafuta hiyo mkate mse. Unaona? So when you put your mind into what people are doing, and into what people are saying or what people want, bro, you will lose yourself. So here you focus on yourself, on your purpose, on what you're doing, and give it your all. Give it episode bro after episode, bro. Mimi nita shoot hii, niende ni edit as long as it takes, alafu I post it. And that's what I try to do with everything that I'm doing. Hata chuo, focus on your stuff, just do it. Achana na sijui system iko rigged, hakuna employment, hakuna nini, bro. All that stuff will always be there, but take pride in your chaos yote. What can you call out of it? And I like, I'm a big fan of podcasts. I'm a big fan of Jordan Peterson. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. I'm a big fan of Mike Tyson. Nitonga hot boxing with Mike Tyson. Big fan of Andrew Kibe. Big fan of name them, bro. Akina Matt Walsh. Akina, all those speakers. I like listening to them because they give you perspective. Their perspective to help you with your perspective, so that you can understand your perspective well enough to articulate it. Yeah. And I like what Jordan Peterson usually say. Yeah. Even God had to call order out of chaos. Like in the beginning kulikuwa darkness. The Bible says kulikuwa na darkness and all that, and then there was a spirit hovering, and God said let there be light. So like hata kwa dunia, situations za dunia, it will always be dark, but what matters is your ability to call out light from that darkness, to like bring forth light out of that darkness. Hizi vitu zote zenye zina happen, bro, how are you able to like put all these things aside, or make all these things work for you well enough for you to succeed? Yeah, and for you to do what you love and what you want, and even to an extent that you impact the society and drive them into doing also what they can and what they want, or do something for themselves. Yeah, you get? And I take pride in that, bro. I want to grow myself enough so that I can grow others. But it will be very stupid of me to now start bundling up people and trying to grow with them, because now that's where people go wrong. That's the mistake we did with the other podcast. That's the mistake I did with the other podcast. I wanted to grow with people. I wanted to grow with those friends of mine. I wanted to grow the podcast together. But kila mse hapo alikuwa na priorities different. Kila mse alikuwa anataka kufanya kitu different. Kila mse alikuwa na priorities zake. Kuna mwenye alikuwa anataka fame, kuna mwenye alikuwa anataka dough, kulikuwa na mse mwingine anataka nini, unaona? So all those inaitangwaje nimesahau venye inaitwa, but hizo difference of opinion or difference inaitwaje, conflict of interest, that's the word I'm looking for. Hiyo conflict of interest unapata you cannot do something together and it succeeds, because kila mse akona priority yake, kila mse is working for his own interest. And now that's when I took it upon myself to just start my podcast. If I grow enough to be able to incorporate other people, well and good. Obviously it's easier to grow with other people. It's really hard to talk to myself, bro. Formulate words to talk to, kusema na kuongea with myself. It's way harder than ingekuwa na mse hapa we are conversing. We would even talk in a wider range of topics. It will be more entertaining because kuna banter and all that. Kufanya podcasting peke yako ni very hard, and I know that. I do I'm aware of that. But it's way harder to convince someone to subscribe to your vision if you yourself are not willing to go the steps and to go hard on your dreams. Kama wewe mwenyewe you're not willing to go hard on what you want to do, it's very hard for anyone to support you, even your parents, bro. Convincing my dad to do or my parents to buy a camera for me or a mic for me, maybe for other people is easy, but it's very hard if you are not doing something to show him that you really need one, you really need a camera, you really need a mic, you really need whatever that is you're doing. So it's just to encourage young people to be proactive and less reactive, because unapata, because of all those noise that is going on, because social media, vitu most, unapata you get reactive easily. Unakuwa triggered very easily. Kitu ina happen, una react. Instead of that, be proactive and do what you would want those other people to do. Like, kama unataka kitu ifanyike, wewe ifanye. Wacha kungoja mse mwingine ifanye, alafu akifanya vibaya wewe ndo wa kwanza hapo kusema bro umefanya vibaya nini, wewe nini unadu, wewe ni fala. Hiyo kitu haisaidii mtu yeyote, haisaidii mse, haikusaidii wewe. And unapata, that's why people stagnate and don't grow and don't go anywhere. And this is what I would want to see people like out there doing. And not caring about anything anyone says. Just be mindful of what you say, what your realization. Obviously listen to other people, but don't take it to heart, take it to mind. Think about it, don't let it affect you as a person. And by now you may have noticed I'm really spiritual in my thinking. I really subscribe to faith, that I cannot lie to myself. I have a big problem with religion, I won't lie, because religion is systemized or institutionalized faith, and I don't subscribe at all to institutions. Institutions to me is the attempt of man to control power, which is very hard for anyone to do. For any man to be powerful, you have to employ tools like violence, money, discrimination. Power involves a lot of bad stuff, especially if you want power for yourself. But if you're in a position that you can understand power is not meant to be controlled, you are in a perfect position to do everything that you want to do, because you realize that there's only much I can do, and you do that, and you don't care about what you cannot do. And with that, I just like to sum up the episode and the whole season, the first season. Season 2 is right up next. I just want to go out, have a little break, kawaida, nitafute equipments. I need a mic, I need also a good camera, and also some few things here and there, lighting, set up studio space kidogo. That's what I want to go look for. But if you are willing to help and support, I wouldn't mind. I think I will just put my number on the description box, so that anyone who wants to help or wants to support can just send something. I would really appreciate, because I need to buy equipment for the next season, and so that it may be successful. But with that, bro, it's all love out here, bro. It's all love. No hard feelings, no hate whatsoever. My opinions might be strong and might come out offensive, but they are my opinions nonetheless. I do not take away anything from that. I would not even purport to deny them. I want to associate myself to honesty, like to being honest to myself and what I think and how I perceive things. And like Grigi G always say, I'm a truthful man. All in all, Banze, I would always appreciate the love, always appreciate the likes, always appreciate any views. Bro, support one another, bro. Support my craft, bro. Go YouTube, angalia bro, maybe kuna episodes zinaweza kubamba. Most of them are purely entertainment, and also trying to debunk views that I have, my perception, seeing the world in my view, yeah. And I'm really happy with how the progress is going and how I'm even growing with it. I would wase wenye wanataka collaborate, I'm really with that also. I like collaborations, I like debating, I like conversing, I like hearing people out and listening to people's opinions and listening to one's perspective and trying to make understanding around things, yeah, because we are here for that. We are here just to enjoy the life we are in. Like, we are not here to aje atuko hapa tu kukua, yani unanigeta. We are just not yet like kukua, bro. Obviously experiencing, make meaning of your experiences, like. And what do I mean about by that? Like, make meaning out of every experience you get, every conversation you get. Make meaning out of it, discuss it, talk about it. Ni kama venye mimi ambia wase, if you cannot talk about something like sex with your partner, then you have no business doing that with that person. Like, if tunaweza experience something together, it would make sense that we should be able to talk about it. If we cannot talk about it, then we have no business experiencing that together. And to talk out of this shell of building a persona for yourself, for other people to look at it. Yeah, obviously in this day and age, it's very risky to put yourself out there, especially your honest self. It's very risky, but it's also very beneficial one, because you get to learn more about yourself and how you perceive things and how you deal with things, yeah. And it also helps you to strengthen yourself, yeah, because hizi vitu zingine zote ni abstract, yeah. If I get to land money, very well and good, bro, but I don't want to make that my priority. I don't want to make that my main goal. I don't want to make this materialistic thing my main achievement, because that wouldn't make sense. I think growth and development starts with self and ends with self, yeah, because my ability to deal with your issues can only come from my ability to deal with my own issues. So if I neglect my issues because I'm dealing with your issues, it speaks a lot about me, because now that the sincerity of that is skewed, my priorities are skewed. Because imagine sasa mimi niko out there kijaribu kusort you, and me myself I'm in a mess. Get it makes sense. So it will only make sense if you focus on all that you're doing to yourself, like focus on, selfish, but that's about it, bro. So with that, bro, I want to conclude this episode and this season all together, manze. Big up, more things are coming, bro. More content is coming on the channel. By the way, I wanted to make it a diverse channel. I want the channel not to be centered around me, because I also have other ideas and other visions. The vision that I have encompasses a lot of things. So if you if you subscribe to this, if you like this, I really appreciate you. You can show support. I will make sure to put my number there, so that if you want to reach out, you reach out. If you want to show support by sending something, you can also do so. I'll really appreciate that, and I will invest it, obviously, into this craft. I will invest in equipment. I will invest in what I need into studio space, so that next season will be big and better. Without, peace out. Where
kushikwa na mimi, kuna corona unakufa, nagopa